Theresa May hits back at Windsor Council over homeless ahead of Harry and Meghan vows. Theresa May has hit out at the leader of Windsor Council, after he called on the police to clear the town of rough sleepers before the royal wedding of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Conservative leader Simon Dudley said homeless people and beggars could present the town in a sadly unfavorable light, when the world's attention focused on the royal wedding due to be held at the castle in May this year. He tweeted some rough sleepers had made a commercial life choice preying, sick, on residents and tourists. But the Prime Minister rebuked Mr. Dudley's comments during a visit to a hospital in nearby Camberley. Theresa May said, "I don't agree with the comments that the leader of the council has made. I think it is important that councils work hard to ensure that they are providing accommodation for those people who are homeless, and where there are issues of people who are aggressively begging on the streets, then it's important that councils work with the police to deal with that aggressive begging." Mr. Dudley, leader of the Royal Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead, claimed there was an epidemic of rough sleeping and vagrancy in the town, and demanded police focus on dealing with this before the royal wedding. Windsor Police tweeted in reply, "We need to protect the most vulnerable in society by working together, but each agency must understand its own unique responsibilities. Housing is the responsibility of the council, but it is better that agencies work together so people don't become homeless. We deal with reports of begging proportionately, but we have not had reports of anyone being marched to cash points to take out money." In a letter to police, Mr. Dudley complained about aggressive begging and intimidation, and bags and detritus on the streets. He wrote a letter to Police and Crime Commissioner for Thames Valley Police, Anthony Stansfeld, dated January 2, calling on officers to take action. Mr. Stansfeld said he was somewhat surprised that the letter was released publicly before being sent directly to me. Mr. Stansfeld said, "I myself attended a Royal Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead Council in October, and these issues were not raised. I will of course provide Councillor Dudley with a full response addressing his concerns once I have received the letter, and investigated further the issues he has raised." Mr. Dudley's comments have been described as sickening by Murphy James, of Windsor Homeless Project, who said, "It's absolutely abhorrent that anybody has got these views in this day and age, especially a lead councillor of the borough." He added, "I went out on Christmas Day and there were 12 people laid out on Windsor High Street. They were not there by choice." The 49-year-old, who has spent more than 3 years on the streets, said, "The homelessness has not just arisen in the last couple of months, homelessness has been going on for years, even in this town. But it's only because of this royal wedding that there's been all of a sudden this uproar over the homelessness, and the disgrace on the Windsor streets. If everyone were to do their job properly there would not be this problem. It's taken for a wedding, for them to pull their finger out of their bum to sort things out." Asked what she would say to Mr. Dudley, Tracy said, "Come spend some time out on the streets with us, get to know us people individually, and then tell me where you find these aggressive beggars, and these voluntary homeless people." He doesn't have a clue what he's talking about.